Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, family of slain woman wants a peace after gun attack. The Graham family in the small, quiet community of Essex in St. Mary has had enough of death. Their only wish now is that Ewan Graham is allowed to peacefully lay to rest his daughter, 21-year-old Dejanay Graham, who was shot dead just over a week ago. Her cop boyfriend, who was wounded in that incident, is the suspected shooter. The family's frustration with bloodshed has its foundation in the Grim Reaper's ruthless wielding of his scythe in the community last Thursday night, as the family held a candlelight vigil for the slain woman. Two people, 27-year-old Shaquille Harris, also known as Nick or Big Red, and Tiffany Dawes, also known as Nikki, were shot dead at the vigil, while 57-year-old Arthur Neil Douglas, a cousin of Dejanay, was found dead at his house, meters away from the Graham family home, early the following morning. Residents told the news that Douglas, who was at the vigil, had a foreboding and left. Dejanay's killing had hit him very hard. Him talk about it every day, and he said she didn't deserve to die like that, one woman said, adding that Douglas had health issues. Him did sick with him heart and him had an acid reflux, because when he got to his yard he started to vomit, and him tell him daughter to go inside and don't come out, the resident told the news. However, his body was found on the veranda early Friday morning. The police are investigating, but so far they do not suspect any foul play. On Friday, when the news visited the community, the tension in the air was palpable. Most residents were mum about the attack at the vigil. "If I tell you what really happened last night, I would be lying," Ewan said. "I just want to go lie down, as this I can't manage. Look at the food. See it there? It didn't even start to share. I have to be calling people now to come and get the food. If you look around the back, all the liquor is still there," Ewan said, shaking her head in disbelief as she showed the news pots of cooked rice and peas and soup, as well as containers with seasoned meats. A pile of roasted and unroasted breadfruit remained in the open, untouched. The shaken mother said that she had slipped on the step to her house on Thursday morning and had to be helped inside, where she spent most of the day. "When everything happened, I was in my bed," she said, grief evident in her voice. A male resident who spoke on condition of anonymity said he was standing near where the shooting took place. "Jano, me stand right here. Then I hear the gunshot and everybody start running. And just confusion. Me no know if the killer take bush or drive off, because down here full of people," he said. The man alleged that tension was high in the community due to talk that Harris had taken Dejanay's cop boyfriend to hospital after the shooting incident in which she was killed. "Down here start get tense and things as Big Red come in, and enough gambling start," he said. A close friend of Dawes, the woman who was shot dead at the vigil, said she was advised by a family member not to attend the event. Both Harris, a former soldier, and Dawes lived in John Crow Spring, a community on the border of St. Mary and St. Catherine. A friend of Harris in that community is fuming at an accusation that the former soldier was part of a conspiracy that led to Dejanay's killing. "Him no have nothing to do with it. I want them to leave him out of this pasa-pasa, all our talk," said the man who asked not to be named. He said he had known Harris for most of his life and can proudly say he was a young man with standards. "Big Red a good youth, jovial, more a peacemaker," he said. Like others in the John Crow Spring community, he is in shock at the shooting at the vigil. Reckless driving, Todd's president says speeding to reach a party caused the fatal Trelawny crash. The bus that crashed in Trelawny early Sunday, killing 5 people, was speeding because the occupants were late for a party, according to the head of a group representing public transport operators. Edgerton Newman, president of Transport Operators Development Sustainable Services, said the occupants of the bus were mainly public transport operators who were traveling from Spanish Town in St. Catherine to a party in Hanover. The police account of the crash was very similar. Newman claimed that the bus, which was traveling at a very fast speed, failed to negotiate a turn and swerved to the right side of the roadway before crashing into a wall. They were going to a party and they were late for the party. At that time of the morning, the road is slippery and they were speeding. It's reckless driving, he told the news on Sunday. Authorities have not yet released the names of the 4 men and 1 woman who died in the crash. They were all members of the public transportation sector, according to Newman, bringing to 6 the number of operators killed in crashes. 6 people remain in hospital, according to Newman. The sector is in darkness, a very sad moment, the Tutsi president said. More than 25,000 cases of abuse and other issues reported to National Children's Registry in 2024. The National Children's Registry received 13,918 reports in 2024 relating to 25,005 incidents of abuse and other care and protection concerns. This reflects a decrease of 212 reports compared to the corresponding period the previous year, as outlined in the Planning Institute of Jamaica's Economic and Social Survey, Jamaica, for 2024. The document explained that the total number of reports by incident type was significantly higher than the total number of reports received, as multiple forms of abuse may have been reported for each victim. The most frequent reports involved behavioral problems, 6,181 incidents, 3,252 females, 2,929 males, neglect, 5,497 incidents, 2,944 females, 2,553 males, and need and care protection, 4,467 incidents, 2,614 females, and 1,853 males. Of the reports received, 13,896 were processed, assessed, and referred. The majority, 12,061, was referred to the Investigation Services Unit after being processed, the survey indicated. The remaining reports were referred to partner agencies, including the Office of the Children's Advocate, the Center for the Investigation of Sexual Offenses and Child Abuse, the Criminal Investigations Branch, and the Counterterrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch. Data from the Child Protection and the Family Services Agency indicated that the largest proportions of abuse reports referred for investigation occurred in the parishes of Kingston, St. Catherine, and St. Anne, which accounted for 20%, 16%, and 11% respectively. The ISU completed investigations of 12,769 cases, including those brought forward from previous periods. This reflects a decrease of 295 cases compared to the prior year. Additionally, 12,000 updates were submitted to the NCR outlining the outcomes of completed investigations. As at December 31, 2024, the ISU had a caseload of 1,917, reflecting a decrease of 602 matters, 23.9%, compared to the previous period. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.